After more than a year of fighting, South Sudan's rival factions are finally meeting. The aim is to revive a peace agreement that was signed in 2015.
Here we have to agree on a comprehensive peace agreement and how to implement it. We have to revise some of the provisions that were not able to implement and try to implement it this time and see what were the difficulties that made us not to implement them.
The original peace agreement was signed to end the war, which started in December 2013. That was after South Sudan's President Salva Kiir accused his former Vice President Riek Machar of attempting a coup. Tens of thousands have been killed in the fighting, which has divided communities along ethnic lines. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, or IGAD, is leading the process of bringing all the sides together, but each side has different demands.
In July 2016, the two parties, which is the government under President Salva Kiir and the SPLM-IO under Dr. Riek Machar, fought in Juba, and as a result, the agreement was violated. You know the story, Riek was completely displaced from South Sudan. So the agreement itself and the provisions of the agreement, that means the text of the agreement and the stakeholders in the agreement have changed.
A quarter of the country's 12 million people have been displaced by the 4-year war. More than 6 million rely on humanitarian aid for survival. And the fighting has created an economic crisis that has seen an inflation of more than 150%, making many basic commodities unaffordable. One challenge since the regional bloc IGAD started trying to revive the 2015 agreement in June this year was bringing together all the warring sides in one room. Many new groups have emerged since that agreement collapsed. Now that they're meeting in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, the next, perhaps even bigger challenge will be getting them to agree on a solution to end the fighting, which means some sides may have to compromise. South Sudan's government has made it clear it won't renegotiate the 2015 agreement. Some analysts say compromises will depend on what's presented in the talks.
The different demands, if they are realistic and then they are promoting what has already been signed in the 4 chapters of the agreement, then they could be incorporated in the new timelines of the implementation that is needed. But if they are unrealistic, I don't think there is any space for any negotiating.
Negotiations that may bring together a few different groups, but hold the fate of an entire nation which has been at war for much of its existence. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Juba.